Hello and welcome to Film Companion South. In this episode, we are going to be talking about Vaanam Kottattum, directed by Dhana. The screenplay is by Dhana and Mani Ratnam, and it's a very unusual screenplay in the sense that it takes many detours. A lot of the time, you're wondering where is it headed and what the focus is, and I mean this in a good way because usually in our films, we have one protagonist or maybe two protagonists, and they're usually men, and theirs are the stories that we follow. But here, that's not the case. There is no one protagonist. I would say there are many protagonists. So you could say that this is the story of Bose, played by Sharat Kumar. He's a man who's murdered two people and he's ended up with 14 years in jail. And when he comes out, he thinks he's going to be back with his wife and children. The wife is played by Radhika and the children are played by Vikram, Prabhu and Aishwarya Rajesh. But when he comes out, he realizes that though his wife is happy to see him, his children don't know what to make of him. They've been away from him for too long and they're probably ashamed of his background. So you could make a strong case that this is really the story of a man trying to reconnect with his children. But then why does Bose come off like something of a supporting character? Because the screenplay with its detours makes everybody a protagonist and gives everybody their own character arc. This is the kind of screenplay where even Vikram Prabhu's love interest, played by Madonna, Sebastian, she could have been a loose punnu. She could have been somebody who just comes in for a song or two and we would not have minded, though we would have sighed. But she actually gets a very detailed character arc and the romance actually happens only at the end of that trajectory. The Vikram Prabhu character, meanwhile, is called Selva. He has his own character arc and his own trajectory, and it has nothing to do with love for the longest time. He wants to establish a business in Coimbatore, a fruit selling business, and this is what takes him forward. This business again gets its own arc because it is laid out in such detail. At every step during the writing, you get the sense of two people thinking, how can we break the cliches? Very early on, there is a killing, but we don't linger on the person being killed. Instead, we see the blood splatter on two children nearby, and you see that this is going to be them that's taking the story forward. That is what movies have trained us to do. We think that they're going to grow up with a lot of bloodlust, they are going to grow up wanting to take revenge, they're going to end up hunting down the character that killed their father. To an extent, this does happen, but not in the way you'd expect. And that's what's nice about the whole thing, because even a character as peripheral as Bose's brother, played beautifully by Balaji Saktivel, the director, comes to embody the film's heart and soul. In other words, this is a man who could have really been a supporting character, but he ends up being something of a protagonist too. The weakest portions of Vaanam Kottattum are its romantic stretches. For one, they seem tacked on. There is so much story here that we really feel we would rather be somewhere else when these romantic portions are happening. And two, these romantic portions don't get the same arc that the dramatic portions do. The only real issue with such a sprawling screenplay is some of the immediate connect, the emotional connect goes a little missing. I, for one, would have liked a few more scenes with Bose and his children, but that is why you hire these actors. Vikram Prabhu is very good in a solid part, Radhika is terrific, and almost all the actors do very well. But then this is Sharat Kumar's show, and he's a revelation. That's probably a wrong word, because what he embodies here, this mix of virility and tenderness, is something that he's always embodied in his best movies, and why this man did not become a big mass star may be one of Tamil cinema's most enduring mysteries. So that's it for Vaanam Kottattum. The full review is up on the Film Companion website. If you like this video, do subscribe to Film Companion South and see you soon at the movies.